Welcome back to another episode of Picking and Streaming Television. It's your commission, the house, and your ever so esteemed co-commish. Co-commish, say what's up to the people.
What's up, people?
And this week, what we've got for you guys is, well, of course, as always, we're starting off with the Birds of War AP poll. Like I mentioned earlier, that hits like crack first thing in the morning, like some smelling salts. And we're gonna go run through, the usual kind of stuff. We'll do some ranks, we'll do some pick'ems, and we're gonna look at a playoff primer, partially brought to you by Travis because he did a lot of research into it as well. But yeah, so obviously you guys have already seen the Birds of War AP poll. Co-commish, when you see it, I know we probably didn't share opinions that much in the chat, but anything stand out to you looking at this latest ranking?
Just running them motherfuck over, being dropped 2 spots.
For the commissions, we didn't pay him.
We really didn't, but I see why he would drop them. I mean, 72 point showing, getting upset by Little Chubb. It was just a embarrassing moment. Just the players that he was hoping to really pop off really didn't. Jacobs unfortunately went out mid-game, Vidal as well, so that was a big hit on the running back aspect. So, I mean, I could see why that is. Nothing else really that really stuck out. I kind of mostly agreed with everything.
Pretty defensible. Backseat Boys was a little bit of disconnect this week on the rankings. As you can see, Co-Commish does not agree with being number one, but Correct. We went ahead and threw him in there. A big thing that was factored in, lately, and obviously we kind of adjust everything as we go, but, trying to get a snapshot of what the momentum's looking like right now, doing like a rolling 3 weeks. So if you look at the last 3 weeks of what Co-Commish has been able to put up, he's put up 120, he's put up 160, and he's put up almost 180. So that recent stretch of scoring is an example of why he would be moved up to the top. We're also, so that might be why some of the differences sit a little more between this poll and the AP poll published by the Birds of War. So yeah, just a little insight there. Otherwise,
stop. My penis can only get so hard.
Well, if you replace it with a gun like that gif I said, you still have one more level to achieve. So, but yeah, that's pretty much insight. A little bit of why there's a little bit of differences between polls. Notable transactions. Co-Commish, can you give us a rundown of these 2 Chubb deals that we had recently?
Yeah, so Little Chubb making moves. And I think everybody liked them. No one was really like up in arms about them.
Yep.
Interesting moves by Nish as well, right? He traded away Emeka Egbuka for Aaron Jones and Little Chubb first, which right now, which is the 2026 first, which it's looking like potentially 102 at the moment, 103, which could end up being a 102. Bad Wolf and Little Chubb are neck and neck right now for that spot. So looking before that a little bit, right, Nish traded away his, I believe, 2026 first for Egbuka from Diego.
And so I have that actually. So
you do?
That was actually 2 firsts in that deal because it was Nish's 27 and 28 first for Egbuka and Golden. That's the trade. So go ahead and continue.
So from there, obviously, acquiring Aaron Jones and a first, looking back towards that Diego trade. I see why Aaron Jones, right? It seems to be like the trend was going Jordan Mason's way in terms of the RB1 role. And since I believe Aaron Jones been back, he's been getting more of the RB1 touches. So really, it was a great trade. I mean, neither did well this last week, but for both their teams, Little Chubb's looking to the future. Nish is looking to win today and a little bit of the future, right? You're talking about a 102 that could be really like a really good fantasy piece for his future as well. So I love this trade for both of them, especially because Egbuka's going off right now with no really true wide receiver one alpha in that Tampa room. The next trade that he did, or I'll let you speak to this one.
Sure. We have, and you know what, too? One other thing I want to keep an eye on with that Chubb and that Ibuka trade before we leave it is just obviously the Tampa Bay offense has been good for years now, and Ibuka is going to be a part of that. I wonder how Jones finishes the year because the Vikings are struggling right now on offense. So I think baked into Jones was the idea that he'd be on a good offense scoring touchdowns. I'd be curious how many touchdowns he actually
ends up with
the end of the rest of this year. So that's what I'll be watching to see if at the end of this all Nish can sleep at night. Like, yeah, I did it. I secured RB2.
Yeah.
I went and got Dowdle, and man, let me tell you, I was in the DMs. I was trying to get a running back, and yeah, it's expensive out there right now. So I did.
What's surprising to me, honestly, like you have Gene T, you have CMC, you have Williams. So yeah. I was shook and I'm sure a good amount of the our landscape picking and streaming was kind of thrown off. So
interesting. So I'm actually really surprised to hear that because, and maybe this is just personal bias. I'm not confident playing Ashton Genty right now, which is fine. I always say this about my rookies whenever somebody asks about my rookies is I'm like, I drafted them for the next 10 years, not the one season, like I believe in Genty's long-term outlook, but I figured it would be a rocky year. So when I constructed my team, I wanted to have, that's why I went out and got Najee Harris. That's why I went out and got Austin Eckler, because I wanted to never really have to play Genty this first year. Unfortunately, those guys I lost for the year. Bucky I've lost for a big chunk of the year. And I still might not have him back for another week or two. I don't know what that's going to end up being like. So in my mind, I'm actually really thin at the running back room after CMC and Kyron. So I'm banking on Rico helping stabilize scoring for the rest of the season, and hopefully I get Bucky back and I'm just deep there. But for me, I was really trying to go get a running back because I was like, I just don't have the horses for the playoffs right now. Originally, to me and Chubb, I was trying to send him Bill instead of Manangai, and that was before Rodriguez just had his last good game. And so I was like, Bill could still be the guy, and we'll see next year, right? But he's like, I have too many Buccaneers, or no, I had too many Commanders. I have too many. He asked for Manungai, and I was like, that hurt. That hurt really bad because I like the way the Bears are playing. I think that's a good offensive line right now too. I wanted to have Manungai, but and we'll see how it plays out, right? But I didn't want to let that player be the hang up for me getting Dowdle. So I ended up just taking the deal and hopefully it felt like an overpay. Hopefully it pays out because we'll see. I mean, the Panthers are not expected to win a lot of games either. But if Bryce stays up, maybe it'll be worth it at the end of it all. And then just quickly, just things to keep an eye on, right? Like, because I know we have such deep benches, but waivers always matter. And Nish was able to pick up his handcuff, and lo and behold, he does it before Jacobs actually.
Great move there.
So that's great timing on that. Me and Nish both took a Denver flyer with J.K. Dobbins going out. He got McLaughlin, I got Beatty. McLaughlin ended up being the one who was getting the work from Dobbins.
You can't keep getting away with this.
Yeah, but again, I know the league's deep, but they still matter. The waivers still matter. Yeah. So those were great pickups by Nish, trying to buoy himself into the playoffs. Which speaking of playoffs,
talking about playoffs,
playoff primer. So you commissioners did a little bit of, and like I mentioned, also Travis did a little bit of digging around the scenes, trying to get a lay of the land for what the playoffs are looking like right now, and a couple of factoids. Co-commish, can you lead us off with the first couple, probably first two?
Yeah, so right now, no teams have officially clinched. I think Sleeper itself has like a nice little check mark that it'll give you. We've
Beautiful.
seen those in a couple of the leagues, so it's kind of pretty. So when it comes through, y'all might see them. Leading off with that, seems like Nish, Trav, and Cool, myself, could potentially be seeing one of those little check marks if we clinch this week. And I believe that is median and the
You
W.
you and Trav need median and W. Nish only needs one or the other.
Correct.
And then moving on, and these are where it gets kind of interesting, right? Because I think
spicy.
I think for a while we figured that those three teams, Nish because of his record, and you and Travis because of the ceiling games you've had. I think that it's felt like you guys were going to get in easy. I've had a slower start, but I've managed to rally enough so that all I have to do is beat the median every week, which I called it the gentleman's sweep in the chat. But I'm in control of my own destiny in that way, and that I don't even got to win. I just have to put my best scoring lineup, regardless of what anyone else does, and I can get in. And then Josh or J Molly, Texas Chili Bowl, Goat. This is a bloodbath at the end of the year.
Yeah, it's gonna get interesting.
Each of them have to face two projected playoff teams to clinch spots, and then Trav called it out in the chat, but Goat and Chili may end up having to play each other to get in at the end of the season in week 14. And those three teams still need a mix of not only the head-to-head wins, but they also need median wins as well, right? The lucky number right now is 17. Is who can, if you're able to get to 17, you'll clinch, because Chili can max get to 16. So everybody's trying to either get 17 and lock yourself in, or you got to be the best of the rest after that if you can't make it to 17. So that's what's to watch out for there. Co-commish, can you give us those other couple of factoids?
Yeah, to finish them off, J-Mo and Goat, they have one combined playoff appearance in Dynasty history.
Which is crazy to think about,
Yeah.
Everybody, I mean, of course, everybody's trying, everybody's a good manager, everybody's been making deals.
I mean, Jay Molly, man, he's been playing that long game. He's just been hoping on that Jalen Warren game. I
don't want to hear no more
Williams Gate.
I don't want to hear Williams Gate anymore, because he already got Pittman Gate. We're square. we are even. As soon as he left the team,
built the city.
I built the city, and now he's the mayor.
And then, so the playoff bracket will remain intact regardless of seeding. Basically, you could say that Diego, Bad Wolf, and Lil Chubb are pretty much eliminated, and they're all fighting for these teams are fighting for those last couple of spots.
Yep. Okay. Sample bracket on screen, guys. I mean, obviously you guys can see it in Sleeper, but just an idea of what it looks like if the playoffs started today. And I would say it's tough, right? I mean, we're getting a preview of this, right? Because me and Josh, I think we go against each other this week actually as well. Yep. So we're getting potentially a playoff preview. Me and Josh this week. We'll cover what that looks like in the pick'ems, and then it must be nice to have a bye for Nish and Co-commish, because that didn't happen. You have it right now, so it's a great year to have a bye, because these guys are looking dangerous. Like, I don't want to play Josh round one, and I'm sure Trav and Goat are going to go duke it out over there. So yeah, just an example. And then regardless of if it was me or Josh who advanced, we're still going against Nish. We still have to go against the top dog. Because of that no reseeding. So just clarifying again, that's basically what we would be looking at there. All right, matchups and pick'ems. So we'll just toss them back and forth. I will go ahead and take two. Co-commish, can you take one? No,
Yeah. So,
no,
oh no,
that's yours. I was trying to
yeah,
avoid. I would try to avoid having you
it's
speak
all
about it.
right.
What? I'll guide it from there. Chili and Cool Kid. Where this one I think got swung right. Looking at the matchup, because at first I think we had our doubts about Chili's quarterback room because Daniels is out, Herbert's on bye, and then Love is injured ish, and it gives you a little bit of cause for pause there. On the flip side, you just lost Chase over the Spitgate. Um,
He's been framed.
it's tough,
It's
man.
AI, man. Like,
Okay, yeah, you're. If it's AI, of course, the older referees couldn't see that because they're too boomer for that. But yeah, I think that ended up swinging it for me because then you have great top heavy receivers, but missing Chase all of a sudden puts you in a position where like, who are you
on
starting?
top of
Right? Are you
London too, minus Penix.
exactly? No, London might miss. He's hurt, and even if he's playing, no panic. So you got Dirk in there, Dirk Cousins, and so that I think swings it enough that I think we're more confident in the lineup that Chile could put together. So that's dangerous. We'll see what ramifications missing Chase has down the line for you, but maybe you'll still get a median. And then, all right, you go ahead and you grab two.
Next up is Goat and Little Chub. Goat needs this win, man. Little Chub's missing a little bit of the Dolphins. We chose Goat just because, I mean, Little Chub right now is looking at
He's
maybe
missing a
playing
lot of
30.
players.
Bryce Young could go off. He is missing the Commanders. The Broncos are on bye right now. So it just really looks like Goat is coming off of that by Mageddon from last week, getting back Jonathan Taylor.
Yep.
Honestly, all he really needs is Jonathan Taylor and Josh Allen to get those 30-point games, and he should be able to knock
St.
Little
Brown can
Chub.
put him
Yeah.
up too. Yeah, those guys buoy. And don't forget, Ferg is the infinity stone that makes the Chubb team go. And you're going against the Eagles, who are historically one of the top three defenses against tight ends every year. Every year.
Everything's kind of against Little Chub right now. Anyways, he should, in theory, be losing. Like, I appreciate him getting those upsets, but this one's just one of those, like, you play the best that you can and maybe still hope for.
All I have is old NFL coach quotes because then you said that and I was like, you play to win the game.
You play to win the game. Well, since he doesn't have his own one anymore, I think it was his that he traded away. Like, so
yeah.
Okay, I don't think this is just an obvious GOAT one. It's just tough to come back from all those buys.
Can you also grab the next one?
Yeah, I'll do you
and I'll finish out.
J Molly. So this is going to be a good matchup. I like it a lot. It'll be a good potential playoff primer. Unfortunately, J Molly doesn't have Joe Burrow yet. We'll see when that happens. It'll be interesting too. At least this is how I'm going to take this matchup. It'll be interesting to see how Bijan does without Michael Penix. That's just something to monitor there. T. Higgins could go off, so that could swing things Jay Molly's way. But I have you winning just because I think your matchups are a bit better. You have the better overall depth, if I'm being honest. And picking up Rico Dowdle, I think that was a great move for you here. And I see you being a little tilty with Lamar Jackson over Matthew Stafford. It'll be interesting to see which one you play there. But either way, I think they'll both get you a good amount of points. And I'm sure that Tampa game will be pretty high scoring. So I'm leaning you on this one.
I'm trying to find this shit out. Who the fuck has Chubb's pick? Because you said that and then it registered in me.
Right?
Does he? Oh my God! This
one
in the league, and he's got the Chubb pick. Why was that again? Yeah. Oh, the Buka trade, dude.
Like Buka, yeah.
Like
as much as he maybe wanted to try to.
I wonder if that means. Yeah, I wonder if that means he'll start trying to get in like the race a little bit more, right? Because you don't have your own pick. What are you gonna do? Like you're gonna try to let. Can he even move though? He's 4 games back from Chile.
I
Yeah.
mean, well,
There's 3 games left. The max he can have is
yeah.
he can if he wins out and
He's
beats
hoping
median.
for a Chile. He's hoping for Chile to lose out pretty
Chile
much.
Mageddon, yeah, basically
Yeah.
he needs that to happen. Man, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Okay,
only
okay.
just remembered how Little Chubb did trade away his first, but
Next matchup, the toilet bowl.
preview.
Or you know how they do everybody watches everybody's stuff, right? So I'm not giving anything away. The stock exchange show, the anyways, if you've seen it, the fantasy football one, they do like Drake May, like his nickname is Drake May, and this is like the toilet bowl. But anyway, so first of all, I'm watching this lineup, so I know y'all both want to lose, but
yeah, dude, we got to keep those eyes on them right now.
And in their defense, their lineups have all been permissible. I always check, so I haven't felt anything sketchy. I raised an eyebrow a little bit about Michael Wilson, but I was like, it's conceivable that I think he had Tez in there and Shakir. That I was like, yeah, that's conceivable.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, we'll be watching. We ended up going. Well, we went Diego there, and I think it was just a little bit of the explosive element. If he gets, well, one McBride is just a game breaker,
dog, literally,
and so we'll see. No Gadsden this week. Otherwise, I think it could have been closer. But that's kind of where I think the lean was. There was a little bit of and again, Brian Thomas, we think would be back. If he's not back, maybe it comes back towards the middle again because of Puka on the other end. But I think the edge was just there with the McBride pushover,
and which unfortunately he doesn't want that win, and he's hoping to stay under that median as well.
Yeah, he's at 6 again. He won't make the. Oh no! He's at 4. So no matter what, he's out. But
he's pretty much eliminated.
Yeah, but in theory here, he could eat. I think 1. I think maybe max of 1 win. I don't think he'll get over the median, but if he does, he'd be tied, and that'd be crazy because we're looking at what I mean. Everybody knows all the players, right? So we're looking at Jeremiah Love and Jordan Tyson. So like curious. Who at the top would want what?
Yeah.
And
I mean, Diego might be rooting for that Jeremiah Love pick.
Maybe. I guess.
Wolf, yeah.
Good thing we got the draft after the real draft because it would suck, we talked about it before we started. If like Jeremiah Love goes to like the Jets or something, and you're like, maybe I don't want that anymore. Or the Raiders with Ashton Jensen. It's a horrible situation. Trav and Nish. Nish is also dealing with some out players, right? Vidal, possibly Jacobs. I think Jacobs would miss. The Packers are really conservative with their injuries, so I just feel like they would miss. And then on the flip side, we got a fully healthy Birds of War team who even might get a free game out of Gainwell too, depending on how the Warren injury sits out.
Yeah.
So I think we're worried about some of those guys missing on the and Wilson is on Nish's roster, so he's got the handcuff. I'm not saying he'll have a 0, but I don't know that he'll produce the way that Jacobs does when he's in there because they have unlimited faith in Josh Jacobs when he's out there, and then no Waddle, and he's got Christian Watson who's been getting a good target share. So I think it'll be a close game. I just feel like we can count on the floor on the Birds of War side a little more securely versus the Nish side. We're shooting a little more high variance, and that's fine. And he's been making his hay with that. But, if we got to pick something, I'm going to pick safe. And I think that is it, right? We did not have time on this recording to go for a Backseat Boys episode this week. But it is on the list where we do know you guys want another one of those. So we'll see who's the next interesting team for that. Any last words, Kokamish?
No. I guess final thing, going back to the niche, it'll be interesting to watch because he has a couple of juicy matchups after week 12. You're talking about Travis. You're talking about, because I mean, he's aiming for a bye, I believe. So he's playing me. It'll be interesting to see who wins out on that one to maybe secure a bye week, assuming that both of us are also going for that bye week. And then he finishes it off with bad, which I think he'll be fine, but he has a couple buys going on there. So it'll be interesting to see if Nish ends up losing out and getting out of the
bye.
guaranteed bye week. Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to have that.
Yeah.
But, we'll see there.
So it's just something to track there. But other than that, I mean, just like, subscribe, and follow, y'all.
All right. That's been another episode of PSTV from your commissions. We're out. Peace, guys.